If you guys haven't checked out the domino theory, I would encourage you to go watch the 3 different videos that I've made on that. The 4th one will be coming out soon. Getting that edited. We'll have that up on YouTube probably this week. If you guys want to check that out. At a high level, just so people are aware what the dominoes are. Spike in oil, U.S. Treasuries sell off because the reverse carry trade unwinds. We get a launch of stable coins here in the U.S. To be able to soak up those treasuries and stabilize the bond market. Chaos across markets, big fall in gold, big fall in Bitcoin. That's going to destabilize Tether. Exchanges are now illiquid. You've got ETFs, for XRP, driving the supply down to the point where there's very little left on exchanges. And BlackRock, I think, will launch their ETF. Both Brad and Larry, when asked on public television about XRP, they say they can't talk about, the counterparty or what they're doing with them. Specifically asked about, an ETF product, and neither one of them, but both of them said, I can't talk about that, so we know they have NDAs in place. And that's likely a scenario that will play out, and I think will drive significant demand for XRP on the exchanges because the OTC desk and the dark pools will be dry, and we will see a spike in XRP while everything else is burning, because there will also be huge demand from the exchanges at that point to settle the trades on there. If you want to look up the Shane Ellis theory, it talks about XRP getting to $589. That's where that comes from, along with some of the other lore in the space. And, all of that demand all at one time, I do think could easily push the price to 3 or 4 digits. All those things are still in play. So on the other side of that, though, I do think that markets will rebound. I think that the singularity will probably happen in the not too distant future. You will see huge amounts of deflation across the economy. They will be able to print money in opposition to that to hold price stability. With stable coins in place, they'll have purview across the economy to be able to allocate stuff appropriately. Elon's talked about universal high income. It's not just UBI, it's universal high income for those that are making less than $150,000 a year, and they're going to have to do that, especially with the amount of jobs that are going to be displaced by the implementation of these technologies and humanoid robots and all that stuff. Again, I know how sci-fi this sounds, but it will happen very quickly. They will roll all this stuff out, and the economy will change, but I think it'll go up and to the right. I think that it'll be volatile in the short term, and then over the long term, we'll continue to expand GDP. There'll be a lot of technological innovation, and the stock market will likely rebound and do even better.